Uganda currently hosts more than 2 million refugees, making it the largest refugee hosting country in Africa and one of the largest globally. Most refugees come from South Sudan and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. According to the United Nations, Uganda continues to maintain one of the world's most progressive refugee policies, despite increasing pressure on the national resources. Speaking during the handover ceremony, Sasayama Takuya, the Japanese ambassador to Uganda, praised Uganda for being an island of peace and stability and for welcoming refugees from across Africa.
Uganda known as an island of peace. That is one of the world's leading refugee hosting countries, generously accommodating over 1.9 million refugees. This is a quite amazing number, and making a significant contribution to regional peace and stability in East Africa as well as entire region. Thank you so much once again.
He reaffirmed Japan's continued support toward refugee response programs in the country. The ambassador also highlighted several development projects supported by Japan in Uganda, including the Karoma hydroelectric power station and the Kampala flyover project, while cautioning Ugandans against misinformation.
Japan and Uganda have deepened their bilateral relations as partners, as reflected in the approved project. Our cooperation spans a wide range of fields. We have built a long-standing relationship of mutual trust through partnership, extending across various areas including health, education, agriculture, and infrastructure.
Meanwhile, Douglas Asiimwe welcomed the support and commended the government of Japan for its continued partnership with Uganda in refugee management.
On behalf of the government of Uganda and Office of the Prime Minister in particular, I want to extend our appreciation and thanks to the people and the government of Japan for their steadfast continued cooperation and support, not only in the refugee sector, but in various sectors as well elaborated by His Excellency, the Ambassador here, spanning from infrastructure to education and health and many others.
He called for greater international solidarity in addressing the refugee crisis and reiterated Uganda's commitment to promoting peace and stability across the region.
Sustainable peace in our neighboring countries so that refugees are able to return home at some point because refugee status is a temporary protection status, but we hope and look through Takida and other engagements and regional engagements that we continue to, as a country and at international level, to engage in peace so that people at some point are able to return to their countries of origin.
Leonard Zulu, United Nations Resident Coordinator in Uganda, described the funding as both timely and critical in strengthening refugee support efforts in Uganda.
We're deeply grateful to the government and people of Japan and to Ambassador Sasayama for this contribution of 2.5 billion Uganda shillings. It will reach 13,000 of really the most vulnerable people, children under 5, and pregnant and breastfeeding women, both newly arrived refugees, but also host communities who are using the same health facilities thanks to Uganda's inclusive refugee response.
Several development partners also attended the event and reaffirmed their commitment to supporting humanitarian efforts in Uganda. Of the $6 million aid package, $2 million will support the strengthening of protection and assistance for newly arrived refugees in Uganda. Another $1.7 has been allocated to improve access, quality and protection in post-primary education for refugees. Additionally, $666,000 US will provide emergency food and nutrition assistance to newly arrived refugees, while $1 million US will go toward building sustainable livelihoods through community energy hubs in refugee settlements across the West Nile region. The remaining $533,000 US will support efforts aimed at providing sustainable growth and human security through the enhancement of early warning systems. John Baptista Humza, News Reports.